Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode, I'm going to be recapping the fourth Doctor Adventures, Series 15, Volume 2, titled Lethal Progress, which was released on the something of June, early June 2026, someday last week. And I say that because I'm recording this episode on Friday, the 12th of June, 2026. So as with all my Big Finish recaps, I will talk about what we know, show the trailer, and let you know my thoughts. And this will probably be the longest Big Finish episode for a while because it's a box set, whereas the rest of the Doctor Who Big Finish releases in all that I'm listening to in June 2026 are single releases. So here's back to this episode though. Here's what the synopsis says. The Doctor takes the TARDIS into the future where many great scientific leaps are taking place. But every advance has its risks, and some of these risks are deadlier than others. We start off with Green and Pleasant Planet, written by Tim Foley. The Doctor and Sarah found themselves exploring an alien world alongside a British space expedition. It's never been visited before, so what's a model village doing on the surface of the planet? Finding the answer may prove deadly. We then have The Continuum, written by John Dorney. The Doctor and Sarah land on the space station Delunius on the day it makes history. The first journey through hyperspace has just been completed, but it hasn't gone as smoothly as posterity suggests. Something terrible is happening, and the clock is ticking down. We then finish off the set with The Audience, written by Lizzie Hopley. A cultural festival in Gokora should be light relief for the TARDIS crew. When one of the cast of a play dies, Sarah has to join the troupe. And the audience of this world are very demanding because on this planet, the play's the thing. The Fourth Doctor Adventures Lethal Progress was recorded on the 19th of April, 17th of May and 14th of June 2021, so about 5 years ago, which is normal for the Fourth Doctor Adventures especially. But we've got a few quotes here. So, producer Dave Richardson said, the Doctor and Sarah Jane head out among the stars and they're undomitable. After the cosily earthbound Ministry of Death, the time travellers, the travellers visit other worlds and other times in Lethal Progress, which, as the title might suggest, finds that scientific advancement don't always benefit the human race. Expect 3 imaginative and thrilling adventures from the minds of the brilliant Tim Foley, John Dorney and Lizzie Hopley. Writer John Dorney explained his episode, I came into this story wanting to write something with a bit of horror but in a science fiction way. I was looking at different fictions for inspiration, like The Great God, Pan and Event Horizon. Then I began to think about doing the whole thing as one long continuous scene. We've had a few single takes films like that in recent years, and I was curious to see what that would bring to a Doctor Who story. And the third episode's writer, Lizzie Hopley, said, everyone says write what you know with this story. As I started off as an actress, I wanted to write something about that process in an alien environment. I've had some nightmare audiences. This is basically a nightmare. I had to tone down the horror. Sadie Miller, who plays the Doctor's companion, Sarah Jane Smith, said of the 3 episodes, Green and Pleasant Planet has a very Jonathan Swift feel, and there's something quite quintessentially British about it. It's a very layered story, and the more you listen to it, you pick up notes of William Blake in there as well. I think it's a real classic in the making. The Continuum takes place in real time, so you're immersed in this experience. You have that very modern energy, but it's still a traditional Doctor Who story with a John Carpenter element of horror meets sci-fi, so it's very spooky, very exciting. I thought that the script for the audience was very interesting, Miller continued. Very theatrical, obviously, and there's quite a lot in it that's evocative of a play like Hamlet. There are so many moments of breaking the fourth wall in a number of different senses, which was really interesting. The cast for the Fourth Doctor Adventures Lethal Progress includes Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor and Sadie Miller as Sarah Jane Smith. There is a bunch of cast, but I'm not going to read those out. The director was Helen Godwin. The script editors were John Dorney and Roland Moore. The sound designers were Howard Carter and Jamie Robertson. The writers were Lizzie Hopley, Tim Foley and John Dorney. The senior producer was John Ainsworth. The cover art was done by Sean Longmore. The executive producers were James Tay Ellery and Nicholas Briggs. The music was done by Jamie Robinson. The producer was David Richardson. What else was I going to say? And the total runtime for this set is 214 minutes. So what's that, about 3.5 hours-ish, give or take. But before I spoil the events of the Fourth Doctor Adventures Lethal Progress, here's the trailer.
Who am I? I'm the Doctor. This is Sarah Jane Smith, and this isn't a cupboard. And we're on our way. Goodbye.
From Big Finish Productions, The Fourth Doctor Adventures, Lethal Progress.
We can't be on our way. This is a shuttle, isn't it? We're probably miles away from the TARDIS now.
Vision of paradise, don't you think, Sarah? We're claiming it for the Empire.
Oh, and the locals don't mind. It's uninhabited. What is it? It's the model village.
We find ourselves in a mysterious miniature menagerie.
Everywhere we go by accident. That's sort of the problem.
We're a scientific research station. Why would we have guns?
You're pioneers of some sort, aren't you?
Congratulations! You're officially humanity's first hypernaut.
Here's the receiving station for mankind's first superluminate flights to the higher dimension.
The continuum exists outside time.
I'm sorry. I really am very sorry.
It has always lived. It will always live.
What's happening?
That's the powerhouse. Run! Gakoria. Stable humanoid world.
Extraordinary. We have visitors. The Festival of Gakoria.
I do love a show, eh, Sarah?
Indeed.
Our actors are the finest in the sector. The world of the theatre is immersive, is it not? I always feel like I'm stepping out of a dream. You are a fascinating subject.
Let me go!
Oh, we have such stuff as dreams are made on.
Come to me. Let me show you your future.
Now, little life is rounded with a sleep.
Is it poetry?
It's about death.
Big Finish for the blood stories.
That was the trailer for the Fourth Doctor Adventures Lethal Progress. So now I will probably enter spoiler territory a little bit, but not too much, because it's been a couple of days since I finished listening to this box set. I've only just got round to recording the episode today with working and life and things. So yeah, we start off with Green and Pleasant Planet, written by Tim Foley, which takes place, as we know, on an alien world. And there's a village, and it's kind of very, I don't even know what the word to describe it is. It's very, it's not even scary, but kind of even obviously it's a sci-fi show, but it is a little bit relatable with the kind of a city is basically being held hostage of sorts. Which kind of is something that I wasn't expecting. We move on to the continuum, written by John Dorney, which John Dorney himself has actually confirmed on X/Twitter that this is his final Fourth Doctor Adventures episode that he's written, but it will continue to script edit and obviously will write for various other ranges. But Big Finish, who's not going away, just stepping away from the Fourth Doctor Adventures. I think he said because he'd written so many, he wants to give other people a go. This is not what I would expect from John Donnie. Bear in mind, you might recognise that name from Dark Gallifrey, the Meddling Monks, which the final episode actually releases in a couple of days from when I'm recording this episode. Which is very comedic. This episode is the opposite of that. It's very dark. It's on a spaceship. People keep dying, and it's like Wild Blue Yonder, so one of the 60th anniversary specials of Doctor Who. I think Sleep No More, all of those kind of on oxygen and midnight. They're being held somewhere that you can't escape, basically. So it's very claustrophobic, is what I'd say. And we finish off with probably my favourite of the set, The Audience, written by Lizzie Hopley, which, as I have an A-level and a GCSE in drama, probably makes sense why, because there is a drama aspect to it, and then we learn who the audience actually are, them being robots, and how the Doctor and Sarah Jane deal with that. So yeah, that's kind of it. So that's it for my recap of the Fourth Doctor Adventures Lethal Progress. But don't worry, because we will have the final instalment of the Fourth Doctor Adventures Series 15 Volume 3, which will release in September 2026. Then we've got 2 box sets in May and June 2027. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then go and check out my discussion episode about what's happening for all the classic Doctors, so Doctors 1 through 8 at Big Finish in 2027. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the Fourth Doctor Adventures Lethal Progress if you listened to it, my recap if you didn't. And without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.